side dishes are what bring America together. The fact that one person makes the turkey or makes the ham and then 900 people bring their own dish and 4 of them don't even get touched. It's a thing that really inspires us to be Americans. It's a thing that really has us be Americans, because who else throws away 9 dishes of food at the end of the night other than Americans? Because you know that there's starving people in the world that want that food, that need that food, but they won't get it. And they'll just only get the NFL team's shirts that lose that year because we don't want them, because we only want the shirts of the teams that win. And this is America.
Welcome to Tax
And we're back.
Holy shit, that was not the usual tone of our intros, but that was fun.
I like it.
I'm sad that I'm not editing that one,
Picasso.
because that's that.
I like it. Picasso.
I mean, when okay,
If we could add some like eagle screams in there.
when are we releasing the thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Once we get it edited in a format that we like, we can determine a date that we would like. I think that it should be different than our normal upload day.
Of course.
So let's say on a Friday.
On a Friday. Okay.
Or possibly a Monday.
Or a Monday.
The episodes come out on Friday, don't they? Or am I just dumb?
Oh, yeah, it does come out.
The episodes come
We'll
out.
release it on a Wednesday. In my head, I was like, Wednesday.
Well, we wouldn't be able to release
It hasn't
it.
been Wednesday
we
for a
wouldn't-
month.
We wouldn't
Yep.
be able to release it this Wednesday.
Right.
We're talking about
Possibly.
an
Well,
upcoming
probably in the
series.
first place.
Keep your eye out. Anyway, we're here to talk about side dishes.
It's within the first 8 seconds. Like, not within the first 7 seconds. We're fine.
This is going to be side dishes or maybe appetizers
Oh, yeah.
at restaurants or mostly at Thanksgivings and Christmases.
Someone's hungry.
Yeah, I'm also
And,
just like, something about the microphone. I'm like, my brain goes into automatic maximum mode of just like, you're a goat now. Live with it.
Or
That's probably, we know where it's going, and that's what I almost said.
Yeah.
So
but-
I'm going to throw some appetizers that you would get at restaurants in there, because there's one I really want to talk about. I'm going to throw just normal ham and like normal ham and turkey side dishes that you have on Christmas.
Just an uncooked ham.
Normal ham.
Just a ham, a bloody ham,
Just
thrown
slow
into the
it-
Let's
table.
start off with
Smack
what
it.
what main dish do you prefer at holidays?
I was gonna say, give me a specific holiday.
Like
Quick. Like a Thanksgiving versus
Thanksgiving,
Christmas, or like a versus 4th of July.
Thanksgiving versus Christmas. Like, what do you want to see? Like, I guess everyone wants the majority of people probably want to see turkey on Thanksgiving.
Right, it's like a main.
That's like a thing, and then ham's just there always anyway.
Right.
And then my aunt used to do this thing every year on Christmas where duck was served. She would make a duck, and that was awesome. And she hasn't
Did
done
she
that in a long
cut
time.
its head off, circa
Yeah.
Christmas Story?
It wasn't. No, it was already. The head wasn't attached. Because
Oh,
I don't
God.
think she wanted to deal with it.
Fair.
But anyway, we're gonna start off with a strong choice. Not one of my strong choices, but I know it's loved in America.
It's the
Where
number
we
one
live.
in a lot of places. If this is what I think it is,
This is starting off with green bean casserole.
it's
Yeah.
like one of the biggest.
Oh.
And specifically, green bean casserole is what I've been thinking about
Honestly,
for about the
the
past 15 minutes.
the Midwest's ability to casserole anything, the Midwest and the Northeast's ability to casserole anything just shows how.
Northeast on another level.
I know.
That's where like the 70s, like all those weird ones started coming
Oh
about.
my
Like from
God.
the 50s to the 70s, which is like just throw hollandaise on some tuna stuffed inside a hot dog inside of a Jello casserole. And it's like, you disgusting monsters,
If you
go
re-
back to Massachusetts.
if you really want to see like how extreme casseroles got, funny enough, watch the Christmas, like the most recent Christmas Story sequel, the one with the original Ralphie and everything. Apparently, whenever, well, I'm not gonna spoil that, but apparently they end up getting a bunch of casseroles, and they have to work through all the casseroles. And dude, some of the casseroles, are fucking weird.
It's casserole as a concept is terrifying.
My thing is
a
that like
hodgepodge of things.
I am the minority here. I don't like green beans.
You don't like green beans?
They're like
Never
my,
have.
They're like my favorite.
Never have. I don't know why.
I love them.
And no, it's not just because they're a vegetable. Like, I've given them multiple tries throughout my life. I just don't like the taste of them.
I will say, there's one cut, like, different cuts make a difference to me, at least. And I know flavor. There's a lot of people that don't like the flavor or texture. I know lots of people that say that it's squeaky. Like
I don't
on
care
their
about the
Tweeth.
tweeth.
The tweeth.
Squeaky on the tweeth.
It's squeaky on the
Squeaky
tweeth.
on the tweet.
Welcome back to Squeaky on the Tweeth.
Wait, the tweet is squeaky.
Where's that putty cat?
Whoa, whoa. Oh, okay. But yeah, so like, but like green bean casserole is a thing. Like I respect it because it's at every function, and I'm the only one that doesn't eat it. You know, it's like, oh, we're at a funeral, green bean casserole.
White people when the green bean casserole pulls up to the function.
Exactly.
Cue Irish river dancing.
But like the crunchy onions on top, golden.
Dude, yeah, fried onions.
Crunchy onions, like the
best.
crunchy onions on anything make it better in my opinion. Especially throw some in your salad. Oh,
There was this German
Brony.
dish I had that like had those thrown on top, on like a mountain of them, and it was the best thing
on a
ever.
burger, bro. You already
You know
know.
the burger's gonna be good.
Stop looking at my list.
Okay.
Next up, no. Next up, we're starting off with I think is a less traditional pick, but I'm sure it's everywhere still. Potato
Meat jello.
salad. Meat jello?
Meat jello.
No. Potato salad.
Gross.
I am not a fan of mayonnaise.
See,
Mayo de noche.
Mayo di noche.
I dislike mayonnaise. I don't dislike mayonnaise. I dislike potato casserole. I don't know. I've never been
Potato
a fan of
salad.
it. Or potato salad.
Potato
Never mind.
salad.
Oh yeah, potato salad.
Potato
I've never-
casserole is just mashed potatoes.
I know. I was
Hash brown casserole.
So
My mom makes the best hash brown casserole.
that sounds delicious.
I'll live on that.
Is there eggs in there? Is it like breakfast hash browns, or is it just that's the potato that?
Two different ways of doing it.
Okay.
There's like the breakfasty kind,
Okay.
and then there's more like just a standard kind, but both of them have like nice little ham chunks in them.
Sounds
It's
delicious.
so good. Melted cheese.
Let's rate green bean casserole on a 1 to 10 scale.
Oh, out of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
So it depends on who's cooking it. It depends on the recipe. But overall, I'm going to give it like an easily a 7.
bro. We could have done a fucking tier list.
We would have had to have made one, I think, is the thing.
Yeah, we would have.
What do you give green bean casserole?
Green bean casserole. I'm gonna give it a. Let's do a 7 because whenever I was younger, I didn't really like it, but now like as I'm older, like obviously taste change, and now I dig some green bean casserole. So I'm gonna give it a 7 because I haven't had enough experience with it to like where I've actually enjoyed it, but now that I actually dig it, I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'm
I'm gonna give it. If it's my score, I'm gonna give it a 4. But like for me personally, but for what it is, I'm gonna give it a 7, just because it's a classic. It's
just for the classicness of it.
yeah. It's just like
even
it's,
if you don't like
it's
it.
everywhere. I don't like it, but like
It's just if it's not there, you're not having
it's just
fun.
like what are we doing, guys?
It's like the dude at the party that you just never
We're
interact
white
with. but
Midwesterners, and there's no green bean casserole here. I'm leaving. This party is gonna suck.
Fair enough.
Fair.
All right. Okay. So potato salad.
Depends on the potato salad.
I think it's trash. I'm just not a fan of mayonnaise.
I just don't like a cold like there's like the texture of it and it being cold is not I
And
just
it's
don't
cold.
dig
Yeah,
it.
like cold. Yeah.
Like it just
Potatoes shouldn't be cold.
I didn't like it until my current job. I'm not gonna lie to you.
well y'all
Deviled
probably
egg
make
potato salad
y'all probably make a deviled egg potato salad.
topped off with paprika and chives. It's
I
the
also
best.
don't like deviled eggs. It's not on this
Yeah,
list.
I don't
The o-
like either
the
of
only,
those
the only
things.
thing I
Put 'em
the only
together
thing
and it's
that
like, oh
sounded
my
good
God,
in
I
that
could eat it like it's
combination
ice
is
cream.
fucking chives.
It's like it changed my opinion on potato salad. Honest to God,
Hmm.
I'm full Scouts honor, whatever. Swear on the United States of America. I don't know what you want from me, but it changed my opinion.
Get the Bible.
Yeah, normally there's other types of
Or-
potato
wait,
salad
wait,
that
wait.
change things.
Get the Star Wars script.
Yeah, get like
Get the Book of the Wills.
the first Batman comic.
The bones tell me nothing. Okay.
the bones. Tell me.
Okay, so what's your score of potato salad then? Not your works potato salad.
Yeah, so like on a standard, like a store-bought, straight from Hy-Vee, that's like the one that I see the most often. I'm going to give it like a 4.
I'm going to give it a 2.
It's fair. Sometimes it can be too vinegar like and it's
I'm not a fan of like vinegar either.
I am, and that's what's weird that it just makes it. Ugh.
All right, next up, it's in my life it's a newie. It's like hasn't been around forever, but it's at everything now. But it's only been like the last 5 years. I don't know if it's a recent invention. Probably not. It's just new to me. Okay, we got corn pudding.
Excuse me.
What?
Corn pudding is just basically that's just what it's called. It's not actual corn in pudding, so don't get too thrown off. But it's like cornbread basically, but it's like more mushy and like wet, but it's not like a gross kind of wet. It's kind of just like moist, like a cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's corn bits in there.
Oh.
It's just like a cornbread cake, moist.
Oh, it's
with
like
corn in it.
like corn casserole.
Exactly. Corn casserole is another name for it.
Okay.
So it's like bread pudding, but cornbread with corn bits.
I've
Yes.
always corn
Interesting.
Corn
And I
casserole is
think it's
freaking
delicious.
fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah.
I've never heard of this, but
Because the cornbread's sweet,
Mm-hmm.
like the corn, but it's not like the cinnamon sweet or like the sugar sweet like that, like
Jesus,
normal yellow
cornbread
cake.
sounds so good.
Yeah,
I
dig
know.
corn
That's
casserole.
actually what's next up on the list.
Good. I like it.
But I'm no corn pudding, corn casserole. Like it's delicious, and like it's like the first thing I go for now at
Yeah.
like Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Oh yeah,
like, it's delicious.
I agree.
Now I have to make some for like the next holiday.
Exactly.
That sounds good. Like I want to try that.
It's
Yeah,
like,
we
but
need
like
to,
I don't know
make
what's so.
do like a holiday party,
Oh my God.
dude.
Imagine the weird stuff that we could come up with if like we had one.
You know what's sad? I'd have my mom make whatever I was bringing.
Know what that sounds like? Learn to cook.
I know how to cook.
I mean,
I just
to
don't
be fair,
I want it to be
I would
good.
probably, yeah.
I know how to cook, but I want it to guarantee to be good, and I want it to be guaranteed done the first time it's made.
I'd have to make this one is a family recipe that I would need help with. The like double chocolate sheet cake. If we had like a holiday party.
If it's not the size of the cake from Matilda, I don't want it.
Well, it's a sheet cake, so
I know it's pretty thick. I just have always wanted to like dig my hand into a cake that size.
oh my God, right? It's like I want to go buy a wedding cake just to. Like if someone asks me, it's like, oh, are you having a wedding? Or are you buying this for a wedding? No.
You
No.
just go full on.
I'm
Like,
eating this
Kirby
this
it, just,
afternoon.
Like suck.
I was gonna say I took the day off that I need this on. I'm going to sit there and eat this cake all day.
All day long.
You
Sad thing is, why does icing get stale?
Because
It's just the nature of the beast, honestly.
yeah.
That makes me so upset when you go to like have a cupcake at the end of the party and you're like, and then you're like, ah, like you're just like you just like.
I want that animated. I want someone to animate that. It's just like the most horrible like Metal Gear Solid death sound for the crunch.
Like it's just like the worst thing.
Okay, I could do that, Gary. Whenever you're done editing this week, send me the edit, so I can actually make that, so we can put it on Instagram.
It's just it's so frustrating. But anyway, okay, so corn. Wyatt won't be able to vote, but I'm gonna give corn casserole like an 8.
I'm gonna give it like an 8. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good rating for it, because I mean there are other
It's not the best side.
there's other things that take prevalence over it, but like it's still really solid. It's better than like like if there's something that's obviously not good at the function, the corn casserole will be good.
Function. I'm not over that. It's just.
It's a function.
It's a function.
What else?
I know,
What do we
but,
call
like,
it?
The way you say it, it just reminds me of memes. It's like I have never heard someone out loud say "at the function."
At the
Well, like
function.
we're
It's
trying
like the 50s or something.
Well, like we're trying to,
We're old
because we're
people,
not
man.
trying to say Christmas or Thanksgiving or 4th of
'Cause it's
July
I know,
multiple
it's a-
events.
or
it's a neutral
Easter.
term.
It's a neutral term.
The function. Anyway, moving
It's
on.
just really funny.
Cornbread.
I was about to make a joke, and I'm gonna choose not to make that joke.
It's probably smart.
Yeah,
Up next is cornbread.
cornbread.
Cornbread. We have 4 corns in a row.
Four
I-
corns
I-
in a
I-
row.
We have 4 corns in a row.
So we 2 deep now?
Including corn
Corn is one of the options.
with a K.
No.
Damn.
Supposedly those are words.
I don't know
Supposedly.
what words they are. Anyway,
It's because they're not.
cornbread is the most beautiful thing on this earth, maybe besides garlic bread. It's the best. If you have it with a bowl of chili,
Yeah.
if you have it in the bowl of chili, on the side of the bowl of chili, if you have it just to have cornbread, it's beautiful. There's 2 different types of cornbread, though. There's sweet cornbread and there's not sweet cornbread. There's fried cornbread. Fried cornbread is a sin, in my opinion, just because I never had it until I was an adult. So, honestly, if this was the cornbread I was raised on, I probably wouldn't like cornbread. I probably would just be like, ew, you like cornbread? You're disgusting. Because it has no flavor, and it's just like bread. It's just plain
is it
bread,
just
but it's
dry?
crunchy plain bread. And it's nasty, and it's not like toast. Like, it's just disgusting. It's like cornmeal, and you're eating it, and you're like, it's sticking to my tongue. This is disgusting, and I hate it, and you have to have some water with it. It's
I really want some now. It sounds kind of good. I have a problem. I like
I remember the
cornmeal.
first time I had it. I was down in Steele, Missouri, at Jordan's family's Sunday get-together.
function.
And I was like, oh, shit, cornbread, let's go. Got a massive piece of it. And I looked at my sister and I said, I'll never forgive this. And I was so upset. I just was like, hey, Jordan. And he was like, yeah. And I slid my plate of cornbread over to him. He's like, you don't want cornbread? I thought you liked cornbread. I said, this isn't cornbread.
Look him dead in the eye.
I like yellow cornbread that has more sugar than bread.
my bloodline.
You burned my ass to the ground. Like it was like I was so sad that day.
I can imagine that deceit. Like,
I was like, oh shit, you're gonna get some cornbread. We're having chili. It's gonna be dope. And then I'm like,
I mean,
I-
with fried cornbread, you kind of have to dip it
what's
in
that
the chili
song from
for
the
it to
Penguin, the
retain
Newt
any
song?
flavor.
The Newt.
But
Lacrimosa.
Like that, I took a bite out of that, and that song started playing. And then I flipped the table. I didn't, but I wanted to.
What are you saying, Connor?
I mean, you kind of have to dip the fried cornbread in the chili sometimes.
Yeah, but it should have flavor.
I know,
It shouldn't just taste like you're having
I-
chili bread.
but I agree with you. But like,
You try buttering it.
Yes,
I can't help you any further.
because it was still bad. It just tasted like you put butter on a rock.
it's not just a boulder; it's a rock.
Shut your mouth.
I ran.
Okay, so for yellow cake, cornbread is what Jordan calls it because it's funny, and it basically, I'm gonna give that like a solid 9 out of 10.
I think that's fair.
Like
Growing
Jiffy
up-
Box cornbread, bro.
Dude, I didn't used to like it growing up, but like there was a point I reached the age of like 19, and all of a sudden cornbread is just like I want to shovel it into my mouth.
Shovel it in your face, man.
It's kind of like coffee, honestly. Like growing up, I didn't like any form of coffee. Now, like as long as it's not straight black coffee, like I can get behind it. I
still can't do coffee.
I just can't drink it
I don't know if
a
it's
lot
yet or
because
ever.
ADHD meds are not conducive to more extreme amounts of caffeine afterward.
That reminds me of a question for you about I have
What's
for
up?
ADHD meds.
What's up?
Do you have a problem with grapefruit?
Grapefruit?
Yeah, because I know
No.
it disrupts a lot of meds, but I was curious
No.
about ADHD meds.
No, they don't. At least not mine. I take Concerta. Or right now, methylphenidate because Concerta is $1,000 with insurance.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have it's
Connor does meth.
On a technicality, if grapefruit disrupts your medication,
Call the number below.
comment.
I know my
There's no
dad
number
takes a certain
below.
medication which is not good if you have grapefruit, but like I've been able to eat grapefruit since I started my medication, so it's been fine.
How old were you
Interesting.
when you found out Fresca was a grapefruit drink?
Now I guess I don't know. I've never thought about it. I've never given a crap about it. I just like grapefruit.
Fresca's the best soda.
Is it?
I think so, in my personal humble opinion. In my humble opinion.
That's fair. There's a lot of soda out there.
Your opinion.
I will
A
take Fresca
lot.
over any other soda.
Really?
I think so. If like you had every soda on a table
Wait,
and
is
there was a
that
Fresca,
Is that
I'd have a
that
Fresca.
soda that you were freaking out about at the soda shop down the River Market that one time?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. Oh wait, neither of you rated cornbread.
I agreed with your 9.
Oh, okay.
As did I.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have creamed corn.
I don't like cream corn.
It's okay.
There's something about it. It's just.
Well, so this is how my mom makes creamed corn, and I don't know if anything extra goes into it.
The last time I had it, it reminded
She
me
gets
of
a can of corn and she puts a block of cream cheese in there. It's pretty fire.
That sounds much more appetizing than like I swear it was like elementary school or something, like that kind of age range. I don't know if it was at school or not at school or whatever, but I remember having cream corn. It was just the only way I could describe it is like spoon in mouth and just
Was it
just wrong?
Wait, I forget. I haven't had cream corn in a while. Is cream corn cold or cream corn warm?
Hot.
Okay.
Usually my mom's cream corn is because she literally melts the thing of cream, a block of cream cheese into some corn, and it's delicious. And I'm like, this is. I think I don't know if there's anything extra.
I
in
just
there.
like to think it's like a steaming hot block of like cream cheese, and
And
there's
she
like
did
a
just-
cob of corn just shoved in the middle of it.
It's exactly what it is. No, but like that cream corn is delicious.
Front page of Corn Hub
Yes.
is just that.
Melted cheese hole.
Okay. That's
It's the sound it would make.
I think the picture of it would also be just awful, and I think we need to go buy a giant block of cream cheese and heat up corn just to shove it into it, just for
God.
the image.
God damn it. Anyway.
I know what we're doing this
I'm
summer.
giving my mom's cream corn a 7 out of 10. And I've never had any other cream corn. So.
I mean,
I haven't had it in over a decade.
I haven't had it in like a few years, so I'm gonna
Right.
give
Moving
it
on
a
to a
6.
staple. Honestly, probably the
This is
most iconic thing.
4th corn.
No, this
right?
is not. I'm skipping corn because it's dumb. So
What about street corn?
this is the next thing. It's the most iconic thing probably
Street
ever
corn
on
nuts.
this list. Mashed potatoes.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. You could do so much with mashed potatoes.
This is where my Joker backstory
You
lies.
can-
is
you can
within
add-
the concept of
You
mashed
can add
potatoes.
cheese to mashed potatoes if you want cheese mashed potatoes. You can
Add
add meat to
garlic.
mashed potatoes. You can add garlic to mashed potatoes.
Garlic mashed
Mashed
potatoes.
potatoes is so versatile.
It's a blank canvas.
Exactly.
Mashed potatoes
Literally.
is like my favorite thing to get. Just growing up, we would
Put
have
gravy
like,
on it.
roast beef and noodles, and you put like the roast beef and the noodles and the broth on
White
top of the
gravy
potatoes.
and brown gravy.
And there was a Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Oh, potatoes! That's my go-to." I think it was about 12. It was not potatoes. It was mashed cauliflower. I filled half of my plate with mashed cauliflower, thinking it was potatoes. There was no potatoes at this Thanksgiving, and I like had to set the plate down, and I went outside just to sit.
Just to scream.
I had to like cool off, and I like walked up to my dad later. I was like, "This isn't potatoes." And he's like, "Yeah." What do you mean, yeah?
You knew?
You knew and you didn't tell me. No one told me. To this day, I remember that, and I'm very weary, and I ask about mashed cauliflower anytime I go to that
No rest for the weary.
Thanksgiving.
Man,
I was very mad.
they didn't have the sense to label it.
Well, it's normally you like
You don't label food at a food event?
right unless it's like
At a
unless
function?
it's like
a
peanuts
family
versus
function?
not peanuts. At least in my family.
That's what I was
Not in my
thinking.
family.
That's because none of you are probably allergic.
No, because we're men.
Yeah, let me go on.
That's why it leaps over the table at me.
This isn't a recording booth. This is an operating table, and I'm the surgeon.
Did you just fucking quote Frank Miller?
I altered it, but yes.
There's a comedian, he says, you didn't know anyone with a peanut allergy before 2007.
Argument no.
It was just a comedian he was talking about. He was like, it's that one guy who's on the podcast with Sal from Impractical Jokers.
There's a podcast with Sal.
Yeah. Anyway, he goes, my nephew will talk shit to me. And I'm like, mother, stupid bitch. I could kill you with a lagoon. Like, because his like nephew's apparently really bad allergic to peanuts.
That's the ones I think is funny because I walk like this peanut allergy blade area. That it's like I can technically have them, but I'll want to die, but I won't.
You're like D'Angelo from The Office, which is now your example everywhere you go.
You're the Skippy Walker.
It's the pretty much easy. The Skippy Walker. The
All right.
Peter Pan handler.
All right. So, what do you, mashed potatoes are giving all a 10 all across the board?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's the
so
essential.
next up we have a summer classic, I'd say.
Potato salad.
Something that's we already did potato
I
salad.
know, but that's like
Something
the one
that
I can
is
think of
at
with
every
summer.
barbecue function, outside, inside.
Watermelon.
No. Baked beans.
10 out of 10.
Bush's baked beans?
It
Just in a
depends.
can?
It depends on who's cooking them.
Just like you
That's
you
true.
put a can of Bush's baked beans with the label off on a fire. Ate the whole thing.
It's because that's like the best.
You get
But
the
I've-
ones with the fat and the bacon in there.
I've had
Oh,
baked beans that just aren't good.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
fair.
can't expand on it.
So
On
have I.
average, it's
So have I. And it was in Texas, and it was the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
that's because it's in Texas.
And I go and I have the thing, and I'm like, oh, the biggest bite of baked beans you've ever seen in your life.
it's
And
sad.
it's vinegar based.
Yeah.
That just sounds
So
wrong. And
it
I
was
like
I had
things.
I had a mouthful
Beans,
of
baked
beans
beans
and
with
mustard,
vinegar.
basically. It tasted like I put beans in a spoonful of mustard. And I was like, and I looked at my mom, and my mom was like, "What's wrong with him?" And I'm like,
Have them. Take them.
"Try."
Do it. Pick it up. Pick up the spoon.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
Do it.
Eat it. Do it.
And my mom was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Yeah, these are not sweet like they're supposed to be.
Which
This is trash. This is
I
ass."
want to try it for the novelty of it, but
They're-
I'd want to know what
They're
I'm getting
they're
into.
dill baked beans.
Well, when you're going to get a spoonful of
Right,
sweet
yeah,
beans
and
and you
you're
get vinegar, I'm like, I'm turning
Because
to
if
bear.
you're expecting one and get the other, you're just gonna be mad.
I almost
That's like
left.
if I went for ice cream and it turns out that it's like weird butter. It's just thick butter.
Oh my god, that's a market. People would go get
People would.
scoops of
People
butter.
already do.
My sister is the kind of person to eat butter.
Does she
I'm
at
a
least,
fat kid, all
does
right.
she at least,
Butter is
I'm
not-
not that fat.
like
Yeah,
does
butter's
she
good
use
on
margarine
man.
butter, or is it's like real butter?
Or like animal
like-
fat,
no, like real
margarine.
butter.
like
real
like country crock or
like country crock butter. And like when you
Oh,
like
okay,
I
so
like
it's
almost
margarine.
gag when I'm done putting butter on my biscuit or my roll and I have to like lick the knife off. I'm
I
like,
mean, you don't have to.
I
listen.
have to get a clean thing to set on the
Use a-
table.
You want to know what it's called? Towel.
Ew.
A
You don't
napkin.
like butter on a towel? You can't eat
towel.
the towel.
Napkin.
You can't
The
butter a
plan
towel.
is to wipe off the knife, not to eat
run
the
it
towel.
under run it under
You
hot
can't
water,
butter. You
then
can't
wipe
butter.
it
You
down.
can
Like,
butter
what
a
the
towel. You can butter a towel and eat it for breakfast.
Physically, yes, you could. Technically, you shouldn't.
Man.
You can't fuck bones. Trust me, I've tried.
Bones can fuck, but you can't fuck bones.
It's okay. What? Pat.
How much is your side hurting right now? Wyatt?
Butter.
If I keep moving, so that should answer the question.
Yeah.
You keep diving towards
Wyatt
the
has
table.
gas.
I think. I don't know what it is, but my side hurts.
Wyatt has an ulcer.
Ulcerative colitis.
I have
it's-
osteoporosis.
Iridocyclitis.
If it's iridocyclitis, I have more questions.
I know.
It's tree related.
I know. I know.
It's because the tree in your pants.
That's a good side dish.
All right, next up. What are we rating? What did we just talk about?
I don't fucking know.
Did we even talk about a side
Butter?
baked beans? What do you rate
Baked
baked
beans.
beans?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 when they're
All I
good.
can remember was butter.
I'll give it a 10.
I'll give it a solid 7 because it can go in one way or another, but most of the time it should be good.
All right, the most classic of all.
Potatoes.
Of
We-
all
we
the
already
all.
done mashed potatoes.
Of all, the most classic, the
Can I
thing
gu-
that's
can I guess?
everywhere, the
The
thing that's
salad?
everywhere,
Green beans.
the thing that's in everything, every event, anytime, anywhere,
A salad.
anywhere on
We've already
earth,
done mashed potatoes, Gary.
macaroni and cheese.
It has to be done right.
This one is like the AK-47 of this. It can either be perfect and does its job.
Or someone uses fucking Parmesan.
Right. It can either be so excellent that it makes like the AKs that they used in Vietnam or the AKs that they use in the middle of the desert, or you're going to have the ones that are like put together
I
by
used
some kid in the
BHAs.
middle of China and it gets shipped to America and it just doesn't work. It
mean,
only worked with the specific ammunition made by the same Chinese kid.
So let's do homemade mac and cheese. And it's like the person who makes it every year in your family, and it just slaps. What do you rate that out of 10?
See, I know who's making that one. Depending on the function. It's either going to be great.
or it's gonna be shit.
Rate the great one. Out of 10.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Solid 8.
Okay.
I'm going to end that there because I feel like I'm going to incriminate myself depending on who listens to this. I know that one person exceptionally does a great job and adds a lot of rosemary, and that's what I'm going to say. And if he watches this, he knows who I'm talking about, and it is him. And he is very fond of his recipe that he handmade.
Yeah.
I'm going
I
to
say
give
understand
homemade
it
mac
if
and
he
cheese.
handmade it.
I'm going to give homemade mac and cheese a solid 8 as well. And then what do you give homemade mac and cheese?
God, so many people that I know have so many different recipes, and they're all
Just-
varying degrees of good or dog shit.
We'll just generalize them.
I'm gonna give them a 7. There's a lot of good ones, but there's enough bad ones to where
That's
it
another thing.
brings
like,
it down.
is that if it's got the crunchy top, man.
Right. If it has the crunchy top,
Schmacked.
beautiful. I had a macaroni casserole, and my God, it had the crunchy onions and a little bit of, like, they took Frosted Flakes as well and mixed it in there. Or it was more like a corn
Cornflakes,
flake.
yeah.
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 Because they
That'd be a
weren't,
whole
like,
lot of
sugary.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
I was about to say
cornflakes,
that
exactly.
the sweetness would make it taste like barf.
That's the thing. I've
Really?
had other things with, like, Frosted Flakes as a top crunch, and it's
Really?
not that bad.
Really?
Because if you bake it with
What
it,
if there was
the
a
sugar
dessert
starts
casserole?
to also...
What if there was a dessert casserole that had Frosted Flakes on it?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Anyway, okay, now we're talking about Blue Box.
Blue Box?
Blue Box with just the cheese in the packet, trash.
Which one's Blue Box?
Kraft mac and
Kraft.
cheese.
Okay. I'm like sitting here, it's
Really?
like, I just call it Kraft. It's
With
like,
with just adding the cheese, no butter or milk or
Yes,
anything?
just adding the cheese is trash.
that's,
Oh, yeah. That's not how you're supposed to do it.
Right, the way I do it, and I'm sure many people do it, is
By following the directions?
yeah. Well, like I mean, like no, but like so, like when I make mac and cheese, I do like the buttermilk thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
It's a staple.
But
But like,
yeah.
I put extra cheddar cheese on top. It makes it extra gooey,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and that like brings it from like a 6 like up to like an 8. And you put like butter in your milk, right? And then you put the cheese, like the powdered cheese, and then you put extra mild cheddar or sharp cheddar.
Growing up, I'm
And it
not
was
gonna
fire.
say who. A family member babysat me. It was like 2 or 3, and this was like my first experience of food I just like that I remember of food I just didn't like. This woman fucking mixed tuna and Kraft mac and cheese.
My mama does that all the time. Tuna mac.
Oh
it's
my
a thing.
god.
That's cat food. You made cat food.
My mom makes it all the time.
Yes.
My mom makes it all the time,
I'm
and
gonna
it
walk
stinks
outta
up
here
the whole
right
house.
now before
I
this
fucking-
episode is
I-
over and look your mom dead in the eye and be like, "That's cat food."
I remember-
No context.
I remember-
Walk back down here and come back to this seat.
Yeah, my mom came and got me that night. She's like,
Cat food.
What'd she feed you?" I'm like, it was bad. And she's like, "It was bad." I was like, "It was bad." And she said, "What?" And I said, "Something as tuna and mac and cheese." And she's like, "Separate or together?" And I said, "Tuna and mac and cheese." And she said, "Oh God."
That's a thing. Tuna mac.
That's
And
like the
It's very popular, and
Hell no.
my mom loves
I-
it. And I'm like, every time she makes it, I'm like, Mom, it smells like freaking tuna in
Funny-
this house. And
funny
it's disgusting.
enough-
I hate tuna. Tuna's disgusting.
No, tuna's-
Packed tuna.
It is
and
cat food. It is just cat food.
that
I get like tuna, like fresh tuna, but like tuna in a pouch. Get the hell out of my life.
honestly
In a pouch.
honestly though, I kind of contribute
Cow
that to
farm.
my like
Yummy cows outside.
my human like my conscious awakening you because you know like
The moment you awakened your inner being and
like
consciousness
you know like
is when
you
you
know
had
like
shit
so
tuna.
the moment I figured out I'm a human living a human experience, then I'm not just an extension of my parents and stuff. It was that moment when I realized, God, there's actually like awful things in this world.
Man, it's not all chicken nuggets and
Exactly.
Big Macs.
It's straight up. Sometimes it's
It's
tuna
just
mac.
fucking cat food. Yeah.
Sometimes it's tuna mac.
Sometimes it's cat food.
I have nightmares about tuna mac.
Back in the war.
Me too. I actually had nightmares about tuna mac.
Tuna mac.
No.
Tuna mac.
I
never
did.
changes.
Tuna Mac is the worst thing I've ever had.
Yeah, that sounds vile.
Shout out to my mom. Tuna Mac sucks.
That sounds like a hell creation. Like somebody. If you told me
mean,
Hitler made it, I'd believe you.
Ground beef and mac and cheese, or ground chicken and mac and cheese, fine,
Yeah,
good.
That's
Like
that's like beefaroni.
Yeah, like a chili mac, or at work we
If
serve a
it
mac and
comes
cheese
from
that
the
has chicken
sea,
in it.
it does not touch the mac.
Chicken's a plain meat. It doesn't
Unless
add
it's
anything.
salmon. Salmon's pretty good.
Unless you like fry the chicken. I did that once. I made.
It's
like,
got like a salt, pepper,
It was like a
garlic
bunch of.
on it.
I just put like there was like a thing. It was like an orange chicken thing, but I just threw the packet away, and it was just a bunch of little things of chicken, and I put it in the air fryer and got it all crispy. I made a thing of macaroni, and I just mixed it up, and it was delicious.
I mean, like, and like that. It was that night was also the first night I remember like watching Harry Potter. So
The whimsicalness of Harry Potter mixed with the
What was the fucking cake in Harry
Miss.
Potter? Chamber of Secrets.
I can't answer that. I don't know.
It looked like Jello, and there was maraschino cherries
it was
on it.
British.
I was like, what is that?
Oh no, we definitely
was
know
ear-
that
it was
recipe
ear- it
came
was
from
early
someone
n-
that wasn't British.
It
at
was
one
early
point.
not British.
If it was British, it would have like sausage in it or something.
I forget who I was talking to, but we were talking about
It's a
maraschino
meat
cherries,
cake.
and they
Meat
said
cake.
maraschino,
Put your meat cake in my meat canyon.
like marachichi.
I have no idea what that means.
They can't. I don't like. It's maraschino, and they're like maraschino,
Mishmino.
and I'm like,
Mishmi.
no, wrong.
I would
Wrong.
look up Jello-based cakes to a certain degree. It would probably be something that
You know,
to a bread
you
pudding
know what
but
it
a
looks
cake.
like though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow. Okay, let's move on. What do we give? What did we just talk about?
Mac.
What do we give mac and cheese? Well, we already rated. What do
I'd
we
say
give?
solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8. I agree with that.
Because like I'd say 10 out of 10 if every mac and cheese was perfect, but we live in a world where people can make weird whatever they want with it. It's neutral.
Yeah.
It's the perfect
Yeah.
neutral. Similar to potatoes.
All right, are you ready?
Except even bad potatoes can be okay.
Macaroni salad.
It depends.
Because so there's this place called Hawaiian Brothers.
Right.
yeah.
That people are like, man, this is the best macaroni salad ever. And I tried
stand
it.
by that.
I tried it.
and I hated it.
You hated it too?
Yeah.
Tried it.
Oh, no,
and I was
dude.
like,
I want a gallon of it.
And I was like, this is. I'm not a fan, and I just think it's the mayonnaise.
I whenever I get
I could eat gallons.
huli huli chicken, I
No
just
problem.
I
just sub in veggies.
I always just get pineapple, because for some reason their pineapple's always good. I don't know
Oh, yeah.
why.
Well, it's a Hawaiian based.
In the middle of the country, pineapple's good in winter.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dang,
Their supply chain, dude.
this is wild. This is great pineapple.
They smuggle
It's
in
December.
pineapples.
Where? How do they smuggle them?
I don't know, man.
Up there at what?
There's a lot of ways to smuggle.
There's a
pineapple.
Parks and Rec. Donna's giving a condom demonstration, and she's like, if you encounter this, follow this maneuver, and she's holding a pineapple.
The grapefruit.
Because she showed the cucumber or a banana.
Right.
And she's like, if you encounter this, she pulls out a pineapple. Follow this maneuver. I'm like,
How often are you encountering?
where are their pineapple shaped dicks? Because I want to see one. I'm not gay, but I want to see one.
Does it have spikes like a pineapple?
A dick the size of a Bush's baked beans jumbo can.
OG Mudbone.
Immediately I heard a baked bean.
It's all just girth.
Is it possible to have like a 3-inch diameter, but like
The girth
a
ripped the
1-inch
canal of
thing,
birth.
so it just looks like a stump?
It just looks like a knot on a tree.
God damn it.
Bro,
Look, it's tree nuts.
it's tree dick. It's stump dick. We call him Stumpy.
Come, Stumpy.
Dumpy.
What's up, Stumpy?
You could make money off of that. That's the problem. Someone out there that's their specific thing.
Oh man.
Mm,
And on the note,
I know where you're going. Don't do it.
Mm, oh, wait, has it been an hour?
No.
44 minutes and 30
That's what I
seconds.
was saying. Just kidding.
You know what I was gonna say.
I have a feeling, yeah.
All right, let's go to
particular
more
human.
restaurant
Yep.
appetizers.
Okay.
Let's go to more restaurant appetizers.
Restaurant appetizers. Appetizers.
So let's talk about Gringo Dip from
Gringo Dip's
54th Street.
Pretty fucking great.
I would drink it.
I would too.
chug that shit. Yeah.
I would willingly, like, if someone said that, like, here, drink this.
Wait, hold on.
Without hesitation.
I forgot one of the most staple things that's at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Rolls.
I forgot. Rolls.
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 I've had bad
Rolls. You've had bad rolls?
I've had bad rolls before.
Yeah, there can be stale rolls.
So I don't know
or
what these
undercooked
rolls are that are in my family, but it's the same rolls, and they've been there my whole life. And they're just so soft, and like you just tear them apart, and you just shove the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what kind of rolls they are.
Are they store-bought or handmade?
I don't know.
Are they hot whenever you have them?
Yes,
Okay.
but
They can
then
still be store-bought.
I know.
the store-bought ones, like if you don't go with the Hawaiian roll, are you even a person?
There's different kinds of rolls. Hawaiian brand is a big difference.
Like in the
It's a game
orange,
changer.
the orange thing.
Because
That's what I'm talking
Hawaiian rolls is a type of roll as well.
about. Oh, I'm talking about like the orange package.
Like the brand.
Yeah.
That people have adapted to becoming a type of roll, and I've had one that was supposed to be a Hawaiian roll, but like an off-brand, and it tasted super fruity, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. Like, I remember taking a bite, and I spat, like, so
remember
fast.
Remember those rolls in school that were like
Hard.
Whole
like
grain.
hard and like hockey pucks?
Oh, yeah.
Hard.
Dude.
But like
I
you
once-
get to the middle of them and they were like delicious.
I once saw a kid get pelted with those.
Oh, my God, right? I watched a kid get hit so hard.
Like he just some kid pissed him off that as he's walking away, you see the kid in the background go, and he hits him in the back of the head. And he's like,
I
He's
remember
going
one
for the
day-
snap.
and then you just see the roll still intact.
That was always the best part.
You get you put your butter in the mashed potatoes. You crack open your roll like an egg, and then you eat.
The bread spills out.
you hollow it out so you have just two shells, and then you eat the middle, and you dip it in the melted butter that you get from your mashed potatoes. It was delicious. It was literally a rock on the outside, but it had a soufed cooey inner.
It's like a turtle.
Shoot.
I want to eat a turtle. Is that bad to say? I want to try it one time.
It depends on the turtle.
There's this outdoor game guy that I follow. He trapped a turtle and he ate it, and it was a snapping turtle. And he ate it, and I wanted to try it.
Best I can do is find you some rattlesnake or something, or an alligator.
I want to try alligator too.
There's a few places in
I wanna
town
try
that
every
serve
meat.
gator.
I'm gonna try every meat that won't get me sick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man meat?
No,
Want to try my
not
meat?
man meat. I don't want man meat.
No man meat?
No.
In
But
the sexual
like-
sense or the
Yes.
Yeah, all of the above.
All of the above. But like, I want to try like,
Soylent majority.
someone like I know someone who's had guinea pig. I kind of want to try guinea pig.
All ingredients people.
I know someone who eat capybara. It's kind of sad, but I want to try capybara. If someone come in
No
here,
one fucking touched the capybaras.
I want to try. I want to try all the mammals.
All the
I want
mammals?
to try all the mammals and all the reptiles that are eatable.
You want to eat a platypus?
Edible.
Yeah.
I want to try platypus.
Aren't
What do
platypus-
platypus taste like?
They're extremely endangered, so I mean,
And they're also
It's
poisonous, right?
illegal, but like,
the
no,
meat's not.
The meat's not.
Their
They
barbs
have poison
are.
barbs.
Just hilarious.
I want to try what a sloth tastes like. It's probably really gross, but I
That
want to
probably
try.
tastes like mold.
No, it probably just tastes like really slimy, like probably like a worse duck, like a really way worse duck, like in a poorly prepared duck.
It would just taste like moldy bread.
I want to try all the birds. I've only had duck and goose
You want to eat a pigeon?
and dove.
I mean, that is a
and
delicacy
turkey.
in some places,
Really?
but it's
Yeah.
like a specific type of pigeon, not just like your city pigeon.
Yeah, because
wanna
you get
try-
like disease.
Well, if you
I want to try all the animals
It
that
depends on the
it's okay to eat. Like I don't want to try human, obviously, or monkeys. That's a little too close to home. You know what I'm saying? Or apes. It's a little too close to home. I want to have lion meat. I want to have hippo steaks, giraffe burgers.
I don't think I could eat a giraffe.
I could.
Several of
They're
those
dicks.
several of those meats you've mentioned are an endangered species.
Yeah.
So
But
like,
if someone
there's-
came in here with a plate and you guys would say no just because they're endangered, it's already dead.
I mean, probably, yeah. I would feel morally questionable.
Oh my god, it's just a piece of meat.
If it's already in front of me, I'd have questions about where they got it. What
I'd
is
be
this
like,
person's
"Ooh,
moral
wow."
standing? No.
And then I'd be like,
There's a lot of
what
things.
was in that? And
then they
he'd
cut it
roofie
with their
me and then
ivory
he'd-
knife. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Because I'd feel like
How old's the ivory knife?
like,
if the
I-
ivory knife is 150 years old, is it really that bad? I mean, if it's like 2 days old, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But if
2
it's like-
days old. It's really interesting
Right.
how they got it that fast.
right? That's
but-
what I'm saying. But if it's like 150 to 200 years old, I mean, oh well. It's 200 years old.
It also depends on there's a lot of factors.
Do I condone killing things just for
Because
their
it could
horns?
also be like
no.
a traditional, like he stole it from some dude, or it could be like he, poached an elephant or a rhino or so.
Right, but like if
Or a
it's like
walrus if you're
multiple
feeling-
generations
I
old,
love
it doesn't
how
matter.
We've gone from like side dishes to just like.
I would love to
questionable
try
foods.
elephant, but like it's not good. I never will. But like if someone came in here with a plate of elephant meat, I'd be like, sure. If someone came in here with
No.
any meat on a plate, I'd be like, why not?
Dude, I can't even eat calamari
Why not?
because I feel bad.
Calamari's fried calamari. Oh man,
No.
delicious.
Can't do it.
Why is what's calamari? Is it octopus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or squid. Squid mostly.
octopus mostly.
Octopus mostly.
Squid, I couldn't
is-
give a crap less about squid, but octopus, I feel bad for them.
Why? Is it because they're intelligent?
Yeah, it's because they're like as intelligent as you or me, but they have like a really short lifespan, so they can't really do anything.
Exactly.
I feel bad for them.
Just eat them after
It's like
they're dead.
it's an aquatic monkey, Gary.
Okay.
You said you wouldn't eat a monkey.
It's not cute though.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah, but not to the general public.
Screw you.
You tell me you wouldn't try. How do you not eat octopus? Have you never tried it?
I can't do it
That's silly. That's just silly.
because I feel emotions for this creature and its species.
Yes.
Screw
A
you.
creature that would bat if you did anything to wrong it, wouldn't bat an eye to kill you.
Yeah. And if it did something wrong to me, I'd probably bat several eyes. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you were in a fight against a 6-foot octopus,
I'm also not
you're
an
losing.
animal.
You're losing.
Yeah. And you know what? I live in the Midwest.
Octopus that could just put its sucker on you and give you multiple blood blisters. One, that's rad. But two, yeah. And it's not the big ones you're
And I
eating.
still wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat a bear either, and a bear could totally kill me.
Bears are dope and taste delicious.
I'm not eating a bear
Why?
because I like them. It's a
Okay.
big dog. Would you eat a dog?
A bear wouldn't bat an eye
If
to
I
kill
made
you.
Zion into a steak, would you eat it?
That's different. He's a pet.
How's
You don't
that
have-
different?
You've never had a bear for
How
a
is
pet.
that different?
It's a wild animal that will kill you.
Yeah,
There's
and
a
if-
reason they're not in
if he was
California
wild,
anymore.
he could
No, we
still-
can look to the west, bro.
No.
There's a reason why they're not in
If
California
he was
anymore.
wild, like a coyote, he could attack
I
you.
would eat coyote.
No, that's
Yes.
a dog. It's just a dog.
Yes, it is wild. And I've heard that bobcat is some of the most delicious wild game meat out
I
there.
refuse to believe that one.
I heard.
Cat sounds disgusting.
I heard that it beat beaver in the wild game community. And beaver
Connor,
was,
don't act like you're sitting over there on a moral standing on
and-
this.
and
Would you
beaver-
eat a bear, Connor?
I'd eat a bear. People grew up on bear. People
Yeah,
still eat
and-
bear to this day.
My mama grew up on squirrel. That don't mean I'm
I
gonna
can't
eat no
wait to
squirrel.
feed you bear without you knowing.
If you feed me a bear without me knowing, I'm taking your balls.
And
I
you-
am
and you
cutting
go-
your testicles off and putting them in a
I
little
can't
jar.
wait for you to go, man, this is really delicious. What is it? And I'm like, bear.
I wouldn't take your lung. If you start doing that, I'm gonna have so many more questions. Other than where did you get bear meat?
And
When
don't
did you
eat
have
grizzly
time
bear.
to kill a
You
bear?
don't eat grizzly bear. You eat black bear meat.
That's not better.
It is better.
I like them more.
You like black bears are assholes.
Black bears are dicks, and black bears there's
It's only
fucking
because
everywhere.
there's like more of them that like come closer to people because they like garbage.
Black bears are everywhere.
They're big raccoons.
I remember a thing. It was like 50 years ago. Black bears were endangered, and it was at the zoo in San Francisco. It was like 50 years ago. Black bears are endangered. Look at their numbers now. Yeah,
We stopped killing them.
we need to eat them more.
I'm
Just
not
like,
even- I'm
just
not
like
even
what
there.
happened with white-tailed deer in Missouri. You remember when we were children? It was like when my dad went hunting with his dad. They were like, "You guys get 2 doe tags. You weren't allowed to kill the boys back then. Now it's like, here's 10. Have a good season." Like, it's not that quite drastic, but it's pretty like, here you go.
I was gonna say I've never been deer hunting, so
Oh, it was like
Yeah.
like a family would get 3 tags. Like a family of people. So like only 3 people get to go hunt
okay.
Yeah,
legally.
I will say there have been a lot. Like the other day, I was
People hunt
off
legally.
of
in the South.
I have fed deer out of my
Why-
bare hand, wild ass deer.
I was off a
You've never had deer? Would
No.
you eat deer?
Probably not, just because it sounds gross.
Deer is delicious, actually.
That's what everyone said. It just sounds.
How
gross
do you
to
say
me.
it sounds gross if everyone?
Because there's something about it.
Good?
The smell of it is disgusting to me. It just didn't smell
Have you
good.
ever had
Okay,
deer jerky? That's like a staple.
that's the one
hunting.
that smelled gross to me.
Deer jerky is delicious.
And I think there's a chance that I had deer jerky, and it gave me the shits.
Did it give you the giggles?
And my last stepdad, he fed his daughter a deer burger, like ground beef burger, without her knowing, because she was like, "I'll never eat deer. That's gross." And then she's eating it, and she's like, "This is really good." And he's like, that's deer. And she just looks defeated. And I was like,
Yeah, I would too.
I was like 12 years old.
I would be extremely mad.
If it tasted good?
Yes!
It's a
More
deer.
so.
There's trillions of them.
There isn't, but
There's a lot of them.
there is a lot of them. I have a moral concept, and if you as a person go out of your way to make a point about my moral concept being stupid, what does that make you? It doesn't make you a better
Stupid.
person. I'm not eating a deer. It makes me. They smell gross. The food smells gross.
Don't they give you leprosy too?
No, that's armadillos. I guess hypothetically it could give you
I
leprosy,
think
but
deers
I don't
have
really
a disease too.
know. I mean, there's prion diseases you can get from deer brains if you don't know how to do it right.
I remember the first time I saw deer get skinned, I was just like, because the first one didn't stink, but the second one stunk.
I believe that.
I saw 2 deers get skinned in like quick succession, and one was like a nice buck. It was like a 10-point buck, and then like it didn't stink, and then the second one came around. It was like a little 2-pointer, and they're illegal to shoot, but if their horns are under a certain amount of inches, like they're not, because their ears will hide them. So it's like you think they're does when you shoot them, but it's like that one stunk. Like you cut it was like
That's because he shot the teenager one. He's prepubescent. He doesn't know how to take a shower.
Shut your mouth.
He plays League of Legends all day.
I hate you.
He had such a good life ahead of him.
Did he? He was a
Running.
League of Legends player, Connor. He was a raging sexist.
He could have just ran into the street, but
Is that better?
no.
It's a much more painful
He was chasing
death.
a doe.
So he's a sex offender too.
Yeah, he was. No, it was kind of cool. It was kind of like a movie because my mom and stepdad. My mom is the one that has the gun, and my mom, like this deer. We just see this doe like 35 miles an hour, like because and it was cool because I felt like a badass because I was the one who saw them, and I was like, "There's something over there," and my stepdad was like, "What?" And then we just see these 2 deer hauling ass over this hill, and my stepdad like runs out in front of, because the doe runs, and then he runs out in front of the male deer, and my mom like runs out, and the deer kind of looks at him for a second and then runs away, like slowly, and then my mom just like bang. I was like, dang, that was like scary for a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then the way the 10-point got shot that day, they both happened the same day, is that we saw this deer running, and it was like three people with guns, and everyone else was just there to watch. There was like 10 of us, and we got in trucks, and one truck drove around this way, and the other truck stayed on this side. 2 guys with guns went this way, and one guy with guns came this way, and it was like in a like a thing. So they've been shooting downwards, and my stepdad shot the deer.
So
It was like
you
like
used guerrilla warfare on a deer?
yeah. When it's a 10-point deer,
Sort
that's
of.
like a unicorn, man.
I guess, yeah.
Like that's like the staple. Like
I think
that's
guerrilla
when you
warfare was more for
especially-
the 2-pointer. It sounds like were you saying you were like on a ridge or like
No, it was like it was like on this farmer's land we used to hunt on, and it was like it led down to like some woods
So you
on his field.
so
you
like
cornered the
funneled.
poor
Yeah.
animal.
I mean, in that case, that sounds more like regular hunting instead of jumping out in front of it and be like, "Hold the phone."
And guess what? We ate both those fuckers.
I probably no. You just throw away the carcass.
I have had to explain to someone before that it was this girl in high school. She goes, I just don't believe people go hunting and just go kill an animal and leave it there. I'm like, who does that?
I was gonna say yeah. No one.
She was like, people do that.
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
someone probably does.
I'm
But
like-
Some people do that, yeah, but they're shitheads.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not accepted, right? That's against the law. She was like, what? I'm like, no, people go out and hunt and eat the animal they kill. And
See,
she was like,
that's what gets me. It's like,
really? That's okay then. I'm like, oh my God.
have they lived in the Midwest their whole life? Like, where are they from? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just like,
It's like, do you not?
you know what a hunt that is kind of little like, okay, I don't know about this. Like, on my morals,
men.
no. It's the boar hunts from helicopters.
It's because it's the safest way to do it,
What?
depending on your area.
Just come over here like nom, and you're just like go 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 go, like because you like kill 10 of them on those hunts. You kill 10 boars,
There is one animal,
but
that
like boars are very destructive animals, and they just they
boars
just
are
destroy
terrifying.
everything.
it's
in
more
their
like you're doing a public service to a certain
no, you
degree.
are, and that's why I think they're open season down there in Texas, at least, which is where they do these.
And
hunts.
one of the scariest ones I've seen people hunt is javelinas.
What are javelinas?
It's technically more related to skunks, but they look like pigs with like one tusk at the bottom jaw,
Ew.
and they hide in bushes. They do hunt in packs, so if you get downed, you're dead. They go for your ankles first, but one of the ways that I've seen people hunt for it, or it's either like a bush pig or a javelina, and I'm not sure which one it is, but I've seen people like kick a bush, it comes running out, and they
Not
just
these
have
little
like
things.
the little, yes, they'll rip you up. They're terrifying.
Oh, I see the little tusk.
They go for your like Achilles
That looks
and
like
then
a
rip
killer
you apart.
capybara.
Yes.
You know,
This is the capybara that chose violence.
that's awesome.
But yeah, you kick them out of a bush, you like rustle a bush and just pistol.
No, I just.
But like crocodiles, huge ass snakes, I would probably be okay with either being on the hunt or like
you
just
just
full
snakes.
on
That's just
going
a thing,
for it.
a luck thing. You just go looking for them, and if you
Oh
don't-
yeah, no, and you gotta.
I don't know how some snakes so big is just stay hidden. You know,
It's because they're snakes.
right.
Yeah, because
it's
their
just they're
scales
elusive.
match their
They're elusive
environment,
as
yeah.
hell. They found a 26-foot one in the Everglades, right?
I think
Anaconda,
so.
or not anaconda, boa constrictor. That's wild. A
But yeah,
20-foot
no,
snake.
it kind of deserves to die. It's just asking for it.
Yeah.
The fact that 90% of the things in the Everglades were put there on accident.
Yeah, no, that's part of the
makes me
problem.
angry.
That's it.
And it's just, I'm just like to the point where like, let's fence off the Everglades and let's just start seeing what will live there and
Let's just see
thrive.
what comes.
Like
If we're doing this by accident, what is supposed to be here? Crocodiles and alligators was mildly normal,
yeah, we got Louisiana, we got all that like.
and then there's just like we started bringing
Mississippi,
stuff
Georgia.
here, and then we might end up with arapaimas.
oh yeah, a million. Of
Let's
them.
just release capybaras there and see if they survive.
I want
I
to
mean,
release
the Everglades
bears.
is kind of
I
just
think
like
it
a
might be
mini
too hot for them.
Australia.
I remember being in a class.
There needs to be a predator there besides crocodiles, snakes.
Tigers. Let's introduce tigers,
They would live there.
or we get
Komodo
hippopotamus.
dragons.
One of these is much more dangerous than the other.
The European and American lions.
Hippopotamus. European lions, aren't they extinct?
They
Yeah.
are
So we need to recreate them and then release them
in America.
in the Florida Everglades.
We had North American lions. Why don't we just bring those back?
Because,
They were bigger and scarier.
I mean, if we're going that far, let's just get a cave bear and release
Absolutely not.
it. And release it in Canada.
There's a reason they're all dead. They were like 30 foot tall,
And they were amazing.
and they were not. They
Big
were
puppy.
terrifying.
Big puppy.
Big
I think the
dog.
first thing we should bring back is a mammoth.
Well, we're kind of working on that.
I want a saber-toothed tiger.
Why? You
Because
want to bring things back that will kill
I want to
us.
know how its jaw works.
Did you hear that they might have been, the giant things might have been hidden in their mouths? Like they didn't hang out? Like there was a theory that like they were
Oh, they had like really
They're
long
just-
lips or
they're
like
just-
weird.
yeah. like but they didn't hang out like Ice Age would make you believe. Anyway, on that fact, we're out of time for this week's episode of the podcast. It kind of derailed there at the end.
Yeah.
But when does it
As-
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about average.
Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Wyatt will tell you the secret word.
Side.
You're going to go down, and you're going to comment side in the comment section. Wyatt will give you a gold star and maybe a little tickle. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.